If you've labeled your student or your child as a whiner, you probably feel pretty disgusted with that behavior. And you're probably feeling pretty disgusted with yourself for having felt it. But positive discipline can change that. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some positive parenting techniques for kids that whine that you can apply both at home and in the classroom, so stick around. Hi, I'm Adriana, the creator of the English is Fun method. Welcome to my channel, the place for English teachers who teach young children. You know this behavior all too well. The constant complaining, moaning and groaning, laziness, excuses, it can drive you nuts. A negative environment prevails, and when we are with children that whine, it really gets on our nerves and we tend to ignore them. Yet what we have to remember is that we don't have a whiner in front of us. We have a child who is whining. And we have to remember that what gets on our nerves is not the child, but the behavior. If we allow the tag that we give the children to define our perception of them, we're done for. We can't ignore these kids. What these children are desperate for is attention. These children are usually immature all around. They suffer because they don't feel competent. This person needs to be admired, appreciated, loved, and competent. Children who whine need to experience success. The more they feel better about themselves, the more that their peers will. Here's what we can do to help. The first thing to do is to take a deep breath. Tune out the whining. Kids don't whine to get on your nerves. They whine because it's a good cover-up for fear of failing and fear of trying. Whenever you want to talk to your kids about their behavior or schoolwork or chores, don't mention all of the problems at once. These kids are usually overwhelmed with the amount of problems that they have and their difficulties with having control over everything. So laying everything out on the table at once will probably just get you more whining. So set priorities and take mini steps. This will give your child the opportunity to master one thing before moving on to another, making him or her feel more competent. It's a lengthy process, but a lasting one. Kids who whine tend to blame everyone else for their actions. So it's pointless to even start talking when the child is intent on repeating, "It wasn't my fault, it wasn't my fault." Instead of focusing on that, try sharing the blame. Say something like, "Maybe this wouldn't have happened had I been more clear in my expectations. Now, what can we do so this doesn't happen again?" By sharing the blame, you're taking the focus off of whose fault it was and putting it on how to repair the damage. Kids that whine often point out how hard they tried. And a part of us wants to encourage them, but be careful. Falling into this trap of encouraging how much they tried tends to make them underachievers. Keep your child's capabilities in perspective and always expect more. If they come to you with, "But I tried," be quiet. Don't speak. Your words will only bring on more whining, and then that whining you're going to want to reject, and it will get on your nerves, and then that will make the child whine more. And do you see this vicious circle forming? The child will learn to try harder in order to get praise from you. Be intentional when you speak. Don't just tell your child to try harder or do as they should. Be very clear about it. What can they do to try harder or to do as they should? Set mini goals with your child and find strategies to help her achieve those goals. Focus on her strengths and not on her weaknesses. Let your child know that you'll always be there to help out and to find new strategies if the old ones aren't working. Remember, it's much better to break down an existing strategy into a smaller one and a more achievable one with smaller steps than to abandon the strategy altogether. Challenging behaviors aren't easy to deal with. Yelling and screaming makes everyone feel terrible. We're not bad parents, we're not bad teachers just because sometimes we snap, but we would be if we thought we shouldn't do something about it. Remember, a child's behavior is always a reflection of what's going on inside. It's how we attack those behaviors that's going to make a difference. So if you want to see how I deal with kids that talk back, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching.